Hey everyone, this is Vasquez for Avix Gaming, and I have been playing a strength-only build in 7 days to die. Strength might be the best attribute. You have the most powerful weapons and the most protective armor. You get a lot of useful food recipes, widening your eating options. It also makes you an expert miner. But first, the weapons. Your ranged weapon is the shotgun, and you can get one really early in the game, the blunderbuss. You make it with glue, pipes and wood. Glue can be made at the campfire with bones and murky water. You can get pipes by destroying bathrooms and sinks, and ammunition it's also very easy to make. Paper, gunpowder and small stones. Paper you can get from destroying cardboard boxes, or once you get the chemistry station with glue, wood and murky water. Gunpowder just needs carbon and nitrate powder. And you don't even need the workbench to make it. And it is very powerful. All of that if you don't find it first. Once you advance a little in the game, you will start to find level 6 blunderbusses easily. By the way, you will need short pipes to repair blunderbusses. Blunderbusses have 3 disadvantages. You have to reload after every shot. It is loud, and all shotguns have a very short effective range. Taking points in boomstick will increase your damage, fire rate, reload speed, and shooting a zombie with a shotgun will stun them. That is, if you don't kill them. Also, you get the double barrel shotgun recipe. If you see a bandolier armor mod, take it. It will also increase your reload speed by 15%. The double barrel shotgun is a nice upgrade, but you will need shotgun parts and a workbench to make it. Also, you will be using shotgun shells from now on, and that ones are made on the workbench, from paper, gunpowder and buckshot. You can make buckshot from lead at the forge. Until here, I would recommend taking a pistol or machine gun with you for when you get cornered by a wandering horde or get attacked by an animal. But don't worry about this too much, because your melee weapons are pretty good. Next is the pump shotgun. You will need forged steel to make it. You can make it at the forge once you get the crucible, but you can also buy it from the traders or loot it. And also you will need to find the schematics for the pump shotgun, somewhere in the wasteland. By now you can ditch your secondary firearm if you want. You can take more shots between reloads, and you can increase it even more with the shotgun tube extender mod. Shotgun shells do less damage to armored enemies, but you can still overwhelm them just with power. The shotgun slugs are not only armor piercing, but also have an increased effective range. So if you carry some with you, you can take advantage of some opportunity shots and deal more easily with tougher zombies. You can make them at the workbench with bullet points, gunpowder and scrap polymers. The auto shotgun is made with the same ingredients as the pump shotgun. You will need to find the recipe. In this playthrough, I didn't find it until night 55. It has an even larger magazine capacity, and you can mod it with the clip extender or with a drum magazine. So, as long as you remember to reload in between fights, you can deal with a lot of zombies at once. Finally, the shotgun breaching slug is the third type of ammunition available to shotguns. It does increased damage to doors, and it is made at the workbench. You will need forged steel, gunpowder, clay, and scrap polymers. Sexual Tyrannosaurus is one of the best perks in the game. It lowers the stamina you use with melee weapons and tools. So you can work for longer without getting tired, and it reduces the stamina cost of power attacks even more, so you can use it more often. From level 2 upward, you will get bonus stamina with a killing blow, and it is essential to be able to mine and fight in heavy armor. I think clubs have the best balance of power and speed. The Pommel Pit perk will increase the damage you do with clubs, will give you bonus damage versus stunned enemies, and will increase your chances to knock down enemies with power attacks. Also, from level 3 upward, after consecutive hits, one will deal double damage. Also, you get the recipe to make baseball bats. You will need forged iron to make it, but you don't need the workbench to craft it, so you can have one very early in the game. With it, you can deal easily with most zombies, but the tougher ones will give you a bit more problems. So the trick is to get a good sense of the range and speed of your weapon. So as long as you have space to maneuver, you will be fine. Probably. It is a good thing you have heavy armor. The steel club is more powerful. You will need forged steel and steel club parts to make it. But you can deal with normal zombies using the light attack, and you will most likely send zombies flying with the power attack. The Sledgehammer is the most powerful melee weapon in the game, with a lot of range. And it is also very slow, and it gets slower the more advanced the Sledgehammer. If you have points in a Skull Crusher, you will deal more damage and have better chances to knock down enemies. You also get the recipe to the Iron Sledgehammer. You will need forged iron, but you don't need the workbench, so you can have it really early in the game. From level 3 upward, you have the probability to knock down nearby enemies with a power attack. Use this to your advantage when dealing with large groups of zombies. Just keep an eye on your stamina. The steel sledgehammer, it's even more powerful and even slower. You will need the sledgehammer parts, forged steel, and a workbench to make it. If you get the timing right, you can defeat most zombies in the game safely and efficiently. You can start a power attack and move onto range while the animation is running. If you hit the head, you will probably kill it. Your quick attack has less swing, so it's better for attacking through gaps in the walls. Your melee weapons are so good that you can save a lot of munition for Horde Night. The cigar will give you a +1 to strength. The heavy armor perk increases the quality of heavy armor you can craft, reduces the penalty on movement and stamina regeneration, and also increases durability. It also gives you the recipe for iron armor. You will need forged iron to make it, and the workbench. Heavy armor gives you a lot of damage reduction and protects you against critical hits, but will make you noisier. The noise, stamina regeneration, and movement penalties are the same with the scrap, iron, and steel armor, so upgrade when possible. You will need to find a recipe to the steel armor. It uses steel armor parts and forged steel, and a workbench. Because of the movement penalties, I would recommend you to start using heavy armor after you get a motorized vehicle, but it is up to you. Modify your armor with customized fittings to reduce the movement and stamina penalty even further. Muffle connectors will reduce the noise penalty, but in a strength build I don't try to be stealthy. I'll usually make noise to attract the zombies to a place I have enough space to maneuver. This is also good for dealing with large groups, because the faster zombies will get to you first, leaving the slower ones behind. So you have to deal with less zombies at once. Putting 5 points in Pack Mule will let you use all the slots in your inventory without getting encumbered. You can do this at strength level 5, without needing to modify your armor with pocket mods. If you want, you can save 1 skill point, because you can put double pocket mods in your clothing, except for your head, face, and shoes. The Master Chef perk will give you a bunch of recipes and will let you cook faster. Level 1 will give you very basic recipes to use with eggs, meat, potatoes, corn, cornmeal, and boiled water. So be on the lookout for any animals you encounter, and also for bird nests because they can contain eggs. You will need the grill at the campfire to make grilled meat, and it is good for the beginning of the game. Once you have a steady supply of water, boiled meat is better because it heals you more and also hydrates you. Tip: you can forge empty glass jars from sand. Eggs and bacons are the best food you can make at this level. If you're planning on taking more levels on MasterChef, I would advise you to save your potatoes, corn, and eggs for future recipes. Baked potatoes, corn in the cob, and cornbread are very cheap, but will be better used in the more advanced recipes. You can do the following infusions. With chrysanthemum red tea. It will lower the rate that you get hungry for a little while. Goldenrod tea will cure dysentery, that is if you eat something that was bad. Coffee will give you more stamina regeneration and will give you a little cold resist. Master Chef level 2 will give you recipes with blueberries, pumpkin, mushrooms, animal fat, and grain alcohol that are far better than just meat. You can harvest vegetables at some POIs, and you can buy them from the traders. They are usually cheap. Also, if you find seeds in your travels, use them to start a small garden. You will need farm plots to plant them. You will need nitrate powder, rotten flesh, clay, and wood to make them. I made mine underground, and it works. Mushrooms can grow in any surface, and they don't need light, and they are used in many dishes. Having blueberries and pumpkins is very good as long as you have eggs, but the most important are corn and potatoes. The plants will grow as long as they have enough space and a little light from the sky. The wiki says the light spreads horizontally 15 blocks. It checks out. You need the grill to make steaks and potato meal, meat, mushrooms, potato, and animal fat. Meat stew is excellent. It uses corn, potato, animal fat, and boiled water. Also meat, by the way. To give you a reference, having one meat stew is like having 5 grilled meat. You can grow all the ingredients for the vegetable stew: mushrooms, corn, potatoes, and boiled meat. Pies will give you an extra source of nutrition, but they use eggs. Cornmeal you can make by grinding corn. For the blueberry pie you will need blueberries, egg, cornmeal, animal fat, and boiled water. If you change the blueberries for pumpkin, you get pumpkin pie, that is also excellent. If you change the boiled water for grain alcohol, you get pumpkin cheesecake that will give you an extra discount while trading. And if you run out of eggs, you can make pumpkin bread. That is a little better than grilled meat. You could end the game using only these recipes, but it gets better. At Master Chef level 3, you learn to cook with canned food, so start saving it whenever you can. You can also buy these cans from the vending machines and for the traders, but they are usually very expensive. You also learn to cook rotten flesh, cornbread, yuca, beer hops, and snowballs. Hobo stew is made with rotten flesh, and it is better than meat stew. Cham chowder is my favorite recipe. Cans of sham are very easy to find, and you only need one to make the recipe. This recipe doesn't need extra fat, and it cures you a lot. The chili dog gives you something to do with all that meat you have accumulated by this point, and it's a good recipe. It also cures a lot. Not as much as cham chowder. Fish tacos are super easy to make as long as you have cans of salmon. The yuca juice smoothie is one of the best drinks in the game, and you don't even need the campfire to make it. It does consume a lot of yuca and a lot of blueberries. The snowballs are very easy to get. It is the only drink that will also give you food. It gives you a ton of water, and the stamina regeneration bonus lasts for 15 minutes. If that wasn't good enough, you get a huge cold resist bonus. You can make beer at the chemistry station with hops and murky water. It will give you a very good stamina regeneration bonus, a very big bonus on your brawling damage, and will give you stun resist, but it is for a very short time. So I think maybe this will become more important in my fortitude builds. By now you probably have all the food you need, but maybe if you're in a really big team, you need to take advantage of all the resources. So there's still two more levels. With level 4 Master Chef, you learn to cook using beef rations, lamb rations, pasta cans, stock, peas, and tuna. These recipes are super filling. Shepherd's pie is made with lamb rations, peas, that is kind of rare, corn, potato, and animal fats. Just to give you a reference, this is equivalent to 14 grilled meat. So like one stack and almost a half. Or almost 3 meat stew. Spaghetti is made with beef, pasta can, mushrooms, animal fat, and boiled water. It is also very filling. Tuna fish on gravy sauce is made with tuna cans, peas, cornbread. It is also very good. Gumbo stew is made with beef, peas, soup stock, animal fat, and boiled water. And it is not an exception for these overpowered recipes. And things get weird when you get to Master Chef level 5. You learn to cook with casino tokens, honey it's not so weird, but gasoline and acid are, and beer. Grandpa's awesome sauce It's made with casino tokens, gasoline, honey and mushrooms, and it will give you a 20% bartering, so like an increased discount while trading for 3 minutes. Grandpa's Moonshine is made with blueberries, grain alcohol, acid, and cornmeal, and it will make you an unstoppable melee killing machine. You will deal more damage, you will resist more stuns, you will have more health, you will take less damage, and your stamina will be regenerating all the while. Taking account that you are already a melee killing machine. The effects only last for 45 seconds, but maybe that's enough to clear a large group of zombies. The Grandpa's Learning Elixir uses dog food, acid, red tea, and beer, and will give you a 20% increase in experience gain for 4 minutes. Once you put some points in Miner 69er, you will get the recipes to iron tools. You can make them as soon as you get the forge. You don't need the workbench to make it, and they are a really nice quality of life upgrade. If you have trouble finding leather at the beginning of the game, you can harvest it from some furniture. You will get through blocks more easily. Blocked doors are not a problem anymore, so probably you don't need the breacher's locks. Lock saves, well, at least it is doable. And you don't need to be carrying lockpicks to get through them. If you need more space in your base, you can always dig it out. Once you find a recipe, you can make the steel tools. You will need steel parts and forged steel to make them. You can make the chainsaw and the auger. Once you find the recipes, you will need motor tool parts, handlebars, a motor, and steel. So here I was trying to compare the steel axe to the chainsaw. So I think the chainsaw is a little bit quicker, but also consumes gasoline and makes a lot of noise and attracts zombies. Here is a comparison between the steel pickaxe and the auger. The same thing. If you are going to make a big project, maybe it's better to use the power tools. But in the day-to-day life, I think you are good to go with the steel tools. You don't need to hold onto the meager quantities of potassium nitrate, coal and lead that you find at POIs. Just mine it yourself. Combining Miner 69er, Sexual Tyrannosaurus and Motherload, you will mine faster, more efficiently and for longer. Motherload will give you extra resources from destroyed blocks. If only you had something to do with all of these. Well, you need iron for your tools, upgrades, mods, vehicles, doors, hatches, defenses, etc. Once you get the crucible, you can make forged steel at the forge. You will use nitrate powder on gunpowder, farm plots, and antibiotics once you find the recipe. Coal is the other ingredient in gunpowder. You need it to make wheels for your vehicles, and you can make pure mineral water if you find the recipe. You will use lead mainly for buckshot and bullet tips for your munitions. You can only find oil shell in the desert, and you can process it at the chemical station into gasoline or oil, but you need to get the recipe. One more thing, you can gather snowballs and use them as water storage. If you melt them at the campfire, you will get murky water. At the beginning of the game, these blue bundles of cobblestones are still the best, but with your mining skills you can make your own if you need extra. Cobblestone is made by combining clay and stone, So just gather clay from the soil, or you can multitask taking a buried supplies quest, or do some treasure hunting. You can make flagstone blocks from the cobblestone and upgrade them to cobblestone blocks using more cobblestone. You can upgrade them with concrete mix, and once it dries, you can upgrade it again to reinforced concrete with more concrete mix. You can find cement at POIs, or you can make it from stone at the forge. Sand you can mine, but you can also use your cement mixer to crush some stone and make sand. And if you mix stone, cement, and sand in your concrete mixer, you will get the concrete mix. With your mining skills, you can do a lot of concrete mix, so you can build a lot. Once you are at this point, I recommend you to build this way. Forge rebar frames. They are repositionable like the wooden frames. Once you have your structure, you can upgrade those with concrete mix, and when they dry, they become reinforced concrete. You can upgrade reinforced concrete one more time with steel. The resulting blocks are very durable and they have protection against explosion. So with the strength you can get an abundance of raw materials, but you will be limited to the recipes and workstations you find. For example, in this playthrough I was stuck several weeks because I couldn't find the workbench. So, final thoughts. Playing just strength is not bad at all. You will be a most welcome addition to any team, filling the roles of frontline fighter, cook, and miner. Strength has skills that can benefit any build, like Master Chef, Sexual Tyrannosaurus, Miner 69er, and Motherlode. Check out our other videos on 7 Days to Die, and thanks for watching.